Hey travelers, welcome back to Travel Guy, the channel where we uncover the hidden gems, the must-see destinations, and yes, even the places that might come with a bit of danger. Today's video takes a different turn. We're diving into the 10 most dangerous states in America. Now, don't get me wrong, every state has something incredible to offer. But if you're planning a trip, moving, or just curious, it's important to know the realities behind the headlines. We're basing this list on the most recent crime statistics, focusing on violent crime rates per 100,000 residents, including assault, robbery, rape, and homicide. And remember, danger is often concentrated in specific cities or neighborhoods, not the entire state. All right, let's count them down, from number 10 all the way to number 1. 10. South Carolina. South Carolina kicks off our list at number 10. Known for its charming coastal cities, historical landmarks, and southern hospitality, it may come as a surprise to see it here. But beneath the beauty, crime rates have raised serious concerns. Violent crime in South Carolina is higher than the national average, particularly in cities like Columbia, Spartanburg, and North Charleston. Aggravated assaults and robberies are common in urban areas, and gun violence has been increasing steadily. While popular tourist spots like Charleston's historic district remain relatively safe, it's still important to stay aware and stick to well-traveled areas, especially after dark. Tennessee. Next up at number 9 is Tennessee, a state rich in culture, music, and natural beauty. From the Great Smoky Mountains to the vibrant streets of Nashville and Memphis, there's a lot to love. But the numbers tell a different story. Tennessee consistently reports one of the highest violent crime rates in the country. Memphis, in particular, has been in the spotlight for years due to its extremely high homicide rate. Gang activity, drug-related violence, and poverty are some of the driving factors behind these numbers. While rural parts of the state may be much safer, if you're heading into the bigger cities, extra caution is highly recommended. 8. Missouri. Coming in at number 8 is Missouri. This Midwestern state is home to friendly people and barbecue joints, but it's also home to some of the most crime-plagued cities in America, especially St. Louis and Kansas City. St. Louis often ranks among the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with consistently high murder and assault rates. Carjackings, shootings, and violent robberies are distressingly common in some neighborhoods. However, Missouri isn't dangerous everywhere. Many smaller towns and rural areas offer a peaceful lifestyle. But overall, the high urban crime numbers drag the state's ranking down significantly. New Mexico. Number 7 takes us to New Mexico, the land of enchantment. With its breathtaking desert landscapes, Native American heritage, and artsy towns like Santa Fe, it's easy to fall in love with this state. But New Mexico also faces a long-standing struggle with crime, especially in Albuquerque, the largest city. Albuquerque consistently reports high rates of violent and property crime, including home invasions, assaults, and auto thefts. Substance abuse, homelessness, and strained police resources contribute to the problem. That said, not every part of New Mexico is dangerous. Smaller towns and rural areas are generally much safer. 6. Alaska. At number 6 is one of the most visually stunning and remote states in the country, Alaska. It may seem surprising to find it on this list, considering its vast wilderness and low population density. But Alaska has some of the highest rates of violent crime per capita, including domestic violence and sexual assault, often in isolated communities where access to law enforcement and social services is limited. The challenges here are unique. In many remote areas, response times are slow and reporting mechanisms are weak. Add to that a high rate of alcohol abuse and mental health challenges, and you've got a recipe for unaddressed violence. Visitors usually stay in safer areas like Anchorage or Juneau, but even there, awareness is key. Number 5 is Arkansas, a state known for its forests, rivers, and scenic beauty. But when it comes to violent crime, especially aggravated assault, Arkansas consistently ranks in the top 5. Little Rock, the state capital, has long struggled with gang violence, drug trafficking, and rising homicide rates. According to recent data, the state has some of the highest rates of violent crime outside major metro areas, too, meaning even smaller towns aren't immune. There are plenty of safe communities in Arkansas, especially in the Ozarks and rural North, but city travel should come with caution and preparation. 4. Louisiana. Coming in strong at number 4 is Louisiana, a cultural powerhouse known for jazz, Cajun cuisine, and Mardi Gras. But behind the party scenes, cities like New Orleans and Baton Rouge deal with alarmingly high homicide rates. New Orleans consistently ranks among the deadliest cities in America. Gun violence, drug-related crimes, and systemic poverty are major factors. Louisiana also has one of the highest incarceration rates in the world, which reflects both the scale of crime and the tough-on-crime policies. That said, tourists who stick to well-populated areas in daylight hours can generally enjoy the rich culture safely. Just don't stray too far from the French Quarter at night. 3. Alabama. Number 3 brings us to Alabama, a state with deep southern roots, beautiful landscapes, and serious crime issues. Cities like Birmingham, Montgomery, and Mobile have seen ongoing problems with violent crimes, especially homicides and shootings. Alabama's poverty rate is among the highest in the country, and this economic hardship plays a direct role in its crime rates. Domestic violence and youth crime are also major issues. Even in smaller towns, there's a noticeable uptick in reported assaults and thefts. If you're traveling through Alabama, it's wise to plan your route carefully and know which neighborhoods to avoid, especially at night. 2. Nevada. At number 2 is Nevada, the state of casinos, deserts, and non-stop nightlife. While the glittering lights of Las Vegas draw millions of tourists, they also hide a dark side. Vegas sees some of the highest rates of violent crime, particularly in neighborhoods away from the Strip. Assaults, robberies, and drug-related incidents are common. Outside of Vegas, cities like Reno and North Las Vegas also deal with rising crime. The transient population, 24/7 party culture, and high homelessness rates make crime harder to manage. Despite all this, Vegas remains a major travel destination. Just stay in well-lit areas, don't wander far from tourist zones, and always be alert. 1. Alaska. Yes, again. Surprisingly, or maybe not, Alaska takes the top spot again when we zoom out and look at crime rate per capita across all violent categories. Despite being sparsely populated, the number of violent crimes per 100,000 people is higher than any other state. And because many incidents go unreported or are not thoroughly investigated in rural areas, the real numbers could be even worse. It's a chilling reminder that natural beauty doesn't always mean personal safety. If you're planning a trip to Alaska, stick to the main cities and travel with others if you're venturing into remote terrain. Final thoughts. So there you have it, the 10 most dangerous states in America, based on the latest violent crime data. Now remember, danger doesn't define a state. There are safe neighborhoods in every one of these places, and plenty of good people working hard to make their communities better. But it's always wise to be informed. If you're planning to move, travel, or just explore these states, stay aware, do your research, and take the right precautions. Thanks for joining me on this deeper look into safety across the US. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Travel Guy, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay smart, stay safe, and keep exploring.